very often, either cross-sample contamination occurred, or one of the DNA samples was deliberately mixed up. The legal observer froze. This suggested that if contamination wasn't an accident, someone didn't want the truth to be revealed quite yet. The test had to be retaken. There will be a second swab. Public announcements are not yet allowed, but as Erica left the building, cameras were all around her. There were many questions. The cameras flickered. Mics pushed their way into her face. Did the test? Someone shouted. Instead of offering an explanation, Erica paused and started crying. Tess speculates that Mendeecees might be his father. The silence seemed to be confirmation of the world's sincere, unadulterated discontent. It wasn't tears on stage or on reality TV. Within minutes, stories erupted. Yandi doesn't dispute that Erica is crying as she leaves the clinic. The internet went berserk, and Yandi pulled to stay, while chaos erupted outside. The real turn of events occurred interior when security footage of a clinic employee surfaced and was anonymously sent to a blogger. Erica defended herself as courageous, and Mendeecees believes the father is unfaithful. When I entered the DNA storage room the night before the results, she opened the drawer, took out a vial, looked around, put it back, and rushed out. Her badge name was hidden, but her bracelet was clearly visible. Erica stared at the TV for 10 seconds straight, her eyes widening in disbelief when she saw a single initial on a gold charm bracelet. "That's not mine," she muttered. "I don't wear jewelry to clinics." Yandi bent closer. Her face went pale when she noticed the jewelry had been in earlier group photos. Standing close to Mendeecees' gaze and always subtly but unmistakably present, the two of them fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. Someone would have hired this woman if she had interfered, someone with a motive. Someone who wanted to hide the truth. Someone who was trying to keep the lie alive long enough to completely destroy the family. Tamar texted Yandi. "This feels orchestrated, real orchestrated," as she watched live updates from home. "I agree. And it's someone close," Yandi retorted. Before they could inhale again, Yandi's phone rang with a text message from an unidentified number. "Stop pushing. You don't want what comes next. No threats, just a warning. Drenched in danger," Yandi said to Erica. Erica's hands trembled, but it was out of rage, rather than fear. "I just wanted answers. Now someone's trying to cover tracks. The worst part is that if Mendeecees the father, someone already knows," she stated. "Someone wants the world to think he is, if he isn't. Whatever secret they buried years ago is starting to come to light again because the truth is valuable enough to keep hidden." On the internet, the result was seen as a victory for chaos. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds, with some saying Erica was right because the results were ambiguous and others saying she orchestrated things to attract attention. Facts were not what people wanted. They wanted petrol. Erica felt misinterpreted as she sat alone in her bedroom that night, the brightness of the TV reflecting off her tearful eyes, her phone constantly buzzing, interviews promised, webs paced back and forth in her living room across the city, rage bubbling beneath her calm exterior. Even certainty was disturbing because of the internet, even though she wanted to trust her husband. What would happen if someone lied? What if prior mistakes had been made? What if love wasn't as strong as she believed? Even Mendeecees was unable to refute the footage of the clinic staffer wearing the bracelet. But he sat still, his mouth tight through claims that he was a concealed parent. He felt violated, pushed into something he still didn't think was true. In fact, someone tampered, and that person was making money. A second DNA test that would be more secure, monitored, and unavailable to employees was suggested by attorneys. This time, they'd do at least that was the plan. It was out of state, discreet, and only Erica Mendeecees Yandi and legal counsel would know where it was. There would be no media attention, no leaks, and no sabotage. But something unexpected happened the next day. Security almost turned away a woman who showed up at Erica's house in a hoodie and sunglasses, quivering as if she had been up all night, until she pleaded, "I have proof. I must talk to Erica. It has to do with the baby." With caution, Erica invited her inside. With her hands shaking and her eyes swollen, the woman who worked at the clinic in the video removed her glasses. Erica stiffened. When Yandi appeared on camera, everyone held their breath. The employee broke down in tears as she revealed that she had been paid to tamper with the test. She had been paid and dropped off discreetly at the screen, and Mendeecees know that conflict is nothing new to them. But she just said, "There's more to this. And it's about to get ugly because if Erica is telling the truth, this baby could rewrite everything." In response to the comments sections, please, they had no romantic history, publicly, but it was complicated, intricate, and full of moments that admirers never really understood. During lengthy press tours and filming days years ago, their circles intersected more than most people understand. At the time, Erica was going through one of the most trying times in her life, dealing with heartbreak and custody disputes, battles, as well as online criticism every time she breathed incorrectly. Mendeecees, on the other side, was fighting his own problems, court cases, jail time, and rebuilding confidence in his marriage to Yandi, while balancing his family, career, and reputation. According to the company, insiders frequently murmured that they were closer than what the cameras showed. Despite their seeming separation, late-night conversations on set, they exchanged off-mic compliments, an embrace that lasted a little too long between production breaks. Nothing significant, but if someone had ever looked more closely, it would have been enough to spark suspicions. However, no one was listening at the moment. Erica was vulnerable to the strange connections that hurt individuals. She found solace in everyone who helped her feel better. Noted. Before the charges and the DNA debate, Mendeecees was one of the few people who paid attention. She recalled times when they talked more like injured people than celebrities, about trust, loneliness, and the damage that public life causes to one's private life. One night, I went to a rap party with her, complete with loud music and alcohol that dispelled any misgivings. It's the kind of evening that people never regret or forget. Erica claims that she left early. Mendeecees notes it lasted longer. But suspicions began the next week when a photo of the two tacked. She claims to have texted Mendeecees to ask for a private conversation. Just the truth. He claims to have texted Mendeecees to ask for a private conversation. Just the truth. No lawyers, no cameras. He said nothing. She assumed it was avoidance or dread. Confusion exploded like a storm in secret, yet she allowed it to happen in public. She kept swallowing. Time passed. The baby was born. Jokes began to fly about how beautiful, naive, and like family members they were. Screenshots that contrast the shapes of the nose, eyes, and visuals. Fans said it was reaching. Erica, on the other hand, felt otherwise. The uncertainty she experienced grew along with her child. So she did what mothers do when uncertainty overcomes stillness. She requested a DNA test. Mendeecees notes that Erica claims she ignored it. He did not corroborate her version, but it stayed the same. Every time she saw an interview where he talked about faithfulness and honesty, she clenched her jaw. She wanted a conclusion, not because she hated him. She wanted to know the truth, whether or if it proved he was the father. She wanted the burden lifted, but nobody knew, not till last night. Furthermore, a woman who had kept a secret by herself for far too long was hidden behind that poise on camera. A secret that might destroy reputations, friendships, and marriages, in her opinion. She feared that a secret would turn the internet into a courtroom and put her on trial as usual. She did, however, say anything. She claimed that rather than destroying people, her objective was to free herself. Rumors whispered softly, "Feel safe until they grow loud enough to control your life." Which is why Erica chose peace over conflict. However, peace rarely happens without conflict. Voice notes, screenshots, pictures, messages, and a tape on her phone that she promised to play at the right time were all included. One that might either confirm everything